All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Blockchain 2.0, proudly brought to you by Diaspora Digital Media, DDM, in partnership with Digital Assets Management Academy, DAMA. DAMA is the leading hub for blockchain education and digital assets mastery across Africa. Today's discussion is one that touches the heart of every thriving crypto ecosystem. Our topic is best practice for responsible participation and support in crypto communities. In an industry driven by innovation, speed, and sometimes hype, communities have become the backbone of every successful blockchain project. But with great influence comes great responsibility. How we engage, what we share, how we support one another, and the standard we uphold can either strengthen a project or weaken it. That is why today's conversation is so important. We will break down what responsible participation looks like, how to avoid misinformation, how to build ethical community culture, and how to support projects in ways that add real value instead of noise. And as always, this um, leading us through these insights are two exceptional minds from Digital Asset Management Academy, DAMA. Mr. Moses Obaje, popularly known as AI Prof. AI Prof, you are welcome to Blockchain 2.0.
Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. It's a pleasure once again being on the stage. And good morning to our listeners.
Thank you, Mr. Moses Obaje. And also, we will be joined by Mrs. Shifra Poluma, who is not with us now, our digital mama. And ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a session that will shape how you engage, how you learn, and how you contribute to the blockchain space moving forward. So, Mr. Moses Obaje, first thing first, what does it truly mean to be a responsible member of the crypto community?
All right, thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. And once again, good morning. When you talk of responsible, in simple terms, for you to be a responsible member simply means you are a member that takes responsibility. You don't just be a part and parcel of the community without any responsibility. All right. That means you have instructions to follow. You have a pattern of which you need to uh, behave. You need to react to some situations. There are some situations that do not need you to react, but needs you to take action either positively or the other way around. So it boils down generally to you taking responsibility. That is, you become a responsible person or an advocate of responsibility as far as the community is concerned. So, in simple terms, it's just you taking responsibility as a community member. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that clarity. Now that we understand what responsible participation truly means, let's go a bit deeper. One major challenge is in crypto communities today is misinformation. So let me ask, is responsibility different for beginners versus experienced members?
Yes. In as much as we talk about responsibility, now there is a starting point as a community member because most of the times people just jump into the space and claim they know, you understand, or they claim that I am a boss here. In fact, of recent, I just heard of somebody who calls himself a coach with regards to blockchain and cryptocurrency, and he doesn't know what a wallet is. You understand? So basically, the basic aspect is knowledge. Knowledge. And for somebody who is just coming into the community, as far as I'm concerned, if I should just walk into a community, I will walk in there as a novice. I'll walk in there as an empty-headed human being. And all I will want to do is seek knowledge first about that community, what that community stands for, uh, look at for its own rules and regulations, the do's and the don'ts, okay? And then begin to learn what I ought to do as part and parcel of that community, or get a feedback also from the community of their own existence, so that I will be able to key into the community rightly, and fuse into whatever pattern of movement they want me to follow as part and parcel of that community. So that's the, because when you come in as a newbie, you are knowledgeable, and to somebody who had been in that community for quite some time, you understand, to an extent, he has some background knowledge of the essence of that, of the existence of that community. So these are two different ways, but in either ways, once you enter into a community, it is expected of you to begin to take responsibility.
All right, let's recognize the presence of this is Shifra Poloma. If you can hear me, please turn on your video, please.
I think we have lost her. Yeah, she's
All right,
back
while we
again.
wait.
She's back again. Maybe she's having some network issues from her end.
Mrs. Poloma, once your network is restored, just speak and we hear. All right, Mr. Obaje, you know, like you rightly said, a newbie, a person who, you know, enters a system, he doesn't know anything or she doesn't know anything. Person needs a community to guide and direct him or her on what to do and what not to find. Genuine community, how can you differentiate the one that is genuine from the one that is not?
Okay, you are talking about, because it has been cracked, you are talking about a sort of difference between genuine and ingenuine community, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
now let me start from this point of view. Let me start from this point of view, because one thing that people need to understand, there is what we call a community code of conduct. Number one, in the community code of conduct is the purpose of that community. Because before you even dive into that community, you must have a little knowledge, no matter how brief it is, on the purpose of that community. You just don't jump into a community without knowing the purpose of the existence of that community. Because let me let you know that in every community, there's one thing that is paramount. It exists to support open discussion. It exists to support learning. It exists to support collaboration and responsible innovation, most especially in this era of the blockchain and crypto technological space. So, in as much as you want to differentiate between the genuine and ingenuine, the community, first and foremost, will portray itself as a place that is safe, that is inclusive, that is transparent for all participants of that community. So, number one of the community code is the purpose of that community. So even if you are going into the community, if you are entering into the community and the purpose of that community is different from what was portrayed to you, then there is a question. Then number two, the core values. I'm talking of community conduct, code of conduct now, the core values. Now, when we talk of core values, we talk about respect, we talk about integrity, we talk about education, and also we talk about security and maybe inclusivity. Now, do that community treat everyone with dignity? Does that community treat people with professionalism? Is a question. It's part of and parcel of the core values of a community. Is that community honest? Is that community transparent? Is that community accountable? That is integrity. Now, when you talk about education, does that community share knowledge responsibly and accurately? Now, when you talk about security, I'm just breaking down under core values. Now, when you talk about security, does it prioritize user safety and risk awareness? And then, does it welcome participants of all backgrounds and of all experience levels? That is another aspect that you can weigh a genuine and an ingenuine community. Then, number 3 of the core values of a community, the code of conduct of a community is look at the expected behavior of the members of that community, because members are encouraged to engage in thoughtful, constructive decision. Members are encouraged to ask questions so that others can learn. Then they are also encouraged to disclose conflicts of interest when promoting their opinions. Now, they are also encouraged to cite maybe sources of their information when they are sharing technical or financial information. And also, they are encouraged to respect differing viewpoints and challenge ideas. You need to challenge ideas, not the individual. You understand? So, and then members are encouraged to follow the platform's specific rules and applicable laws. And then there are also behaviors that are not allowed. There are prohibited behaviors in a community. Now, maybe harassment and abuse. You attack somebody personally, or there are threats, there are intimidation, or there are hate speech. That's it. When you find such in a group, that means that group is faulty. It might be an ingenuine community. Now, there might be discrimination based on gender, based on race, based on nationality, religion, or identity. Now, there might be bullying or deliberate disruption when engaging with maybe a community member. Now, all these things, when you find them in communities and they are not being followed the way they ought to, it describes whether a community is genuine or ingenuine. And then maybe within the blockchain and cryptocurrency span, you talk about scams and deception. When you have, maybe you see a lot of phishing, you see a lot of impersonation, you see a lot of fake support systems, or you see they are requesting for private keys, they are requesting for your seed phrase, they are asking for your personal credentials. This is a red flag that this community is an ingenuine community. Or when you find a pump and dump schemes or coordinated market manipulation, or you see undisclosed paid promotions or misleading claims, this will show you whether this community is a genuine or an ingenuine community. Then also, when we talk about misinformation, knowingly, I use that word, knowingly spreading, they know that this what they are spreading is false or is a misleading information. Or where you see they predict prices, okay, and then guarantees or certain set of returns on certain investments, or encouraging unsafe financial or technical practices, and then maybe privacy violations, also pressuring members to reveal real-world identities. Now and then, financial responsibility disclaimer. Now you hear content shared in this community does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. Members are responsible for their own decisions. Now they are telling you that, yes, whatever information we are giving you, we're not giving you as maybe a financial or legal or tax advice. Which that's why you see most of these crypto communities, you find all investments involve risk. And then members are responsible for their own decisions and due diligence, including the loss of even principal. These are genuine communities. So whenever you see a community that is derailing from the code of conduct of a genuine community, then that signifies that that community is of questionable character. All right, that community is of questionable character. And also, finally, a part of the code of conduct of communities, maybe we talk of moderation and enforcement. Because moderators and community leaders need to take the following actions if they are a genuine community. They need to issue warnings or guidance. They need to remove contents that violate this code of conduct of a community. Maybe they need to mute or they need to suspend or ban users in severe or repeated cases. So, and most at all times, their enforcement is fair, is proportional, and transparent where possible. So where you don't find all these things embedded in a community setting, that community is ingenuine. But wherever you find this code of conduct in play, that community is a genuine community. Thank you, Mr. Tochukwu.
Right, thank you. Mr. Shifrapoloma, are you with us?
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome. Happy to see you again. Now, Mr. Baja has talked about code of conduct as a factor in determining the genuineness or validity of a community. Now, I want to ask also about the numerical importance of a particular community. Does numerical factor also the number of members in a particular community? Maybe we have around 50 or 100. Can a newbie say, this number is more. Therefore, this community cannot be genuine because of the low number of members.
No, the community is a village. It starts with 2, 3 people and grows. So the number does not really determine, but the growth of the number. Community starts from a few people, and the essence of having a community for members to come in, especially in the blockchain ecosystem. In the blockchain ecosystem, what constitutes mass adoption and value addition to whatever project one has is the size, the increase in the number of people coming into the community. So the community starts from small and then goes. So if the community is not growing, there's something wrong. You understand? Because the essence of having a community in the blockchain ecosystem is for growth, for mass adoption, or whatever that is being shared to the community. Basically, that's it. So the number is expected to go from whatever size. Why? Because every community on the blockchain needs mass adoption. Okay?
All right, Mrs. Poloma. My question is directed now to Mr. Many crypto groups today are about rules and regulations and what a responsible member is about. But what step can community members take to verify information before sharing it for us to avoid the tone of misinformation in crypto groups? You are muted, sir. Mr. Moses Obaje, you are muted.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. You are talking of the steps, right? A community member needs to take to verify information before sharing. Is that not All right.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, the world now is the world is a global village. The world is a global village, and knowledge is scattered all around. Now, one thing that you need to verify is the authenticity of an information. Now, authenticity might also work in line with the virality of that information. Now, when you hear Mr. A talking about food poison, you hear Mr. B talking about food poison, you hear Mr. K talking about food poison, within a certain jurisdiction, you hear a lot of people saying the same thing. It entails that that information to an extent is valid. But when you hear Mr. A talks about an issue and then you go through to find any backup regarding that information and you couldn't find, you also will have it at the back of your mind that, am I sure that this information is true? So you don't just pick information from one source, from a single source, and then you begin to send it. That's why sometimes when people send messages on WhatsApp, I look at, do these people think before taking their actions? What source? You remember I talked about source of information. Where is your source? You need to back up the source of your information. If I should, okay, now we are on DDM, and somebody hears our training and he hears about the code of conduct of a community. He said, now he comes back and says, okay, I had it on DDM. But go back, go to research whether this code of conduct that was listed in DDM is not out there in the space, whether it is fake. Go and check. Because the code of conduct is out there for every community that is genuine. They need to follow this code of conduct. So therefore, the virality of information from different sources should be checked so that it can give you a right standing so you can back up whatever information you are passing to your community. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. This is an excellent point. And beyond information, sometimes emotion also plays a huge role in how people behave in these communities. So moving forward, are there reliable sources or tools you recommend for fact-checking, for example? And if there are, you name them, and what danger come from spreading unverified news within a community?
Now, when we talk of sources, like I said, the world is not a global village, right? This tool, this tool in my hand, you understand, you can get a million of information from just this tool. You can get a million of information, all right, from different sources on this device, be it your browser, be it the social media, be it the news outlets, be it different types of communities you find yourself. You understand? Okay, now what happened of recent now in Nigeria, where the minister for defense resigned. Go to everywhere you find that information. Is that information not valid? It is valid, and that's why it has gone viral everywhere. Everybody is talking about it. You understand? So sources of information are so wide, and that's why you just need just little knowledge can help you to make researches on any type of information that is out there to consider it valid or invalid. And that's why uh let me just maybe digress a little. You need to prioritize education. Just like you were talking about verify information before sharing, right? So the basic thing, number one, is you need to prioritize education. Whatever group you find yourself, wherever you find yourself, whatever type of community you find yourself, prioritize education over hype. Wherever you see hype, be very, very cautious. Verify information before sharing. Do reputable research. Now, because you need to distinguish between facts, opinions, and speculations. There are informations that they are just speculative. Now, people have been saying the bull run will come. Now, people are saying, are speculating that we are in the bearish season. That bull run has come and gone. Who said bull run has come and gone? Who saw the bull running before you will say he saw now the bear running? These are just speculations. So you need to distinguish between facts and opinions and speculations. So one thing you need to do is, as much as possible, you need to encourage
Right, sir.
newcomers
With regard,
to understand.
sir, let me come from here. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I said regarding verifying information, we are living in an information age. And for you to know, to distinguish between false information and the real information is another thing. It requires expertise and sometimes some tools. As a journalist, there was a time I watched a video of Donald Trump, and it seems like an AI-generated video. And I said, I will wait for maybe the mainstream medias to put it. If I see it on the mainstream media, then it is a genuine video, not a doctored video, AI-generated video. Then, for example, if I want to search on the search engine, Google, for example, as a computer scientist, I recommend people to some site. If I want to research on a particular person, I recommend Wikipedia for people. Go on Wikipedia because I know there are a lot of misinformation there. So how can people in the crypto ecosystem, are there other spaces or tools that we can use to verify information, or there are not information spaces like that? That's actually my question.
Very well. There are series of places that you can get information as far as cryptocurrency is concerned. All right. Now let's take an example of the Solana ecosystem. All right, it's a blockchain ecosystem. Now, whatever information you need to get on a specific digital assets, right, is on, you find it either on DEX2, you understand, or on DEX screener, or on the soul scan. And you see, that's why you see I went back to education, because when you don't know of this, when you're not properly educated, you might go to Google. You understand? And yes, Google will give you some informations, but I can give you that assurance that some of the information you will get on Google might be wrong with regards to the space. So knowing the right place to source for information is very, very important. You can go to the coin market cap, all right, to get informations as far as cryptocurrencies and digital assets are concerned. There are a lot of platforms, you understand, that if I should say I will begin to list all of them here, we will not finish. But I just took Solana as a case study because it's one of the trending blockchains that we have today. Even one of the gem we've been talking about is on the Solana blockchain. You understand? So if you are looking at let's assume you are looking at Ethereum based projects, you go to Etherscan, all right? When you are looking at Binance based projects, you look at Binance Scan. So there are a lot of tools that you can use to scan for information with regards to cryptocurrency and digital assets. And that's why Dama Academy is not relenting, because a lot of things have gone wrong in this ecosystem, most especially within the African context. And that's why Dama Academy is not relenting in passing out this knowledge. At the moment, it's for free. Go to our website and you will see the cost of these services to be rendered. But we have taken it upon ourselves that we need to educate the masses so that they know where to get information. They know where to seek for information as far as this space is concerned, so that they will not fall victims of what is happening within the ecosystem. A lot of fraud, a lot of pump and dump systems, a lot of investments that come to tell you they are crypto projects, and they are not. So that's what I can say. Thank you very much.
All right, can you hear me now, Mr. Moses Obaje?
Yes, I can
Am
hear
I
you.
audible?
Yeah, now
right.
audible. You're welcome.
Digital Mama, are you with us? Am I? Digital Mama. All right, let's continue. Crypto communities can be emotional spaces. How should members manage fear, greed, and pressure while interacting with others?
Hello, can you come again?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
I throwing the question to me. Hello, Ibrahim. Yes.
The network.
All right, I think, Mr. Ibrahim, can you come again with your question?
All right.
You talked about emotion, right?
Yeah. I said crypto communities can be emotional spaces. So how should members manage fear, greed, and pressure while interacting with others?
All right, let me respond to that. You need to model responsible behavior. You need to model responsible behavior. Since we're talking about being a responsible community member, you need to model responsible behavior. Now, in as much as, yes, it is emotional, but to an extent, your knowledge base helps you in even controlling your emotions. Yes, to an extent, not 100%. You understand. So one thing is, once you get an information, number one, is this information true or false? Is this information out to cause fear? All right? Is this information out to cause uncertainty? Or is this information out to make me hold my stand? That decision needs patience, needs your ability to make research, needs your ability to make consultations to other members of your community or even outside the community. Most of the times you see people have such challenges that has to do with their emotion because they are not fully engaged. They are not fully participating or going along with the community. You understand? Let me just give you a case scenario. Now, we are in DDM, you understand, and information knowledge is being dished out. Now, I can bet it there are platforms that this link for this meeting has been sent out. You understand? But how many will seek for that
Hello,
knowledge?
Mrs. Shubra Poloma.
So when you are
Can
not
you hear me?
knowledgeable, when these things come, when certain informations come, you begin to shiver. You become so emotional. You are afraid, and then you begin to take certain steps that might ruin or even mar your business. So what you need to do is active participation. It's part and parcel of a responsible community member. Active participation, so that as knowledge is being dished out, as information is being dished out, you grab it at the forefront. When news come out that will cause fear, there is that tendency that your community will be readily available to respond to such informations. But when you are not an active member, you do not participate in series of activities that is being conducted by that community, you will not have that right information, and it will make you fizzle out and take the wrong decision as far as your business is concerned. Maybe Digital Mama, you might have something to add before okay, I think they are back, before they come back and then join us.
Certainly, being a community member, for you to be a responsible community member, that will enable you to manage your emotions very well. You have to be in sync with every engagement that the community does. So you have to be available, for all community engagement. That will arm you well enough to be able to manage your emotions. Peradventure, there's a fake news out there. Because you belong to the community, you will be the one that will douse that tension of that fake news. So absolutely, like you've rightly said, being a responsible community member entails active engagement in the community, being always present for all engagements that any community does. That makes you responsible, and it helps you to douse, to manage your own emotions very well, and to even assist newcomers newbies coming into the community to be able to manage their own emotions very well as well. Are they back?
Very exciting. Now, Mrs. Shibra Boloma, emotions aside, support within communities can be both positive and sometimes problematic. This brings us to another important question. Do emotions in group discussion influence market decisions?
Not, yeah, they can, they may not. Depending on the knowledge that the community members have. That is why we keep emphasizing that every community member owes it a duty to be knowledgeable. Not only knowledgeable within the community, you have to think outside the box. Go and look for news, in the cases. For example, like you earlier asked a question about tools that one would use to verify news. You equally, as a community member responsible, have to have knowledge, because there's nothing that you do without having proper knowledge and proper information. You understand? So it is always knowledge is key. Knowledge is key. Knowledge is key. When you have the knowledge, you will be able to manage, whatever is out there in the community. So basically, in a community, based on knowledge, it can influence market. Why not? It can, negatively or positively. But then it boils down to what we say: knowledge is key for every member of the community. It is my responsibility to get knowledge, not only on the platforms. Yes, get information from the platforms, but go, to other tools to make your own researches and verifications, you know, so that you are armed with enough knowledge to be able to navigate within the community itself positively, so that we'll be able to add positively to any engagement that the community is doing. But if you don't have knowledge, it can negatively affect the community, certainly. But if you have good knowledge and you're able to engage and interact, even when somebody brings in negative information, because you are knowledgeable, you'll be able to douse that and assist other members of the community. Thank you.
Hello? Today's network is very, very terrible. But can you hear me now?
Yes. Did you hear what
so
said?
Promote a more suitable emotional environment. How can leaders within the group promote a more suitable emotional environment?
Hello, we didn't get you. I didn't get your question. Can you repeat yourself again?
The network is terrible.
Yeah.
You said?
Can you come again, Mr. Ibrahim?
Yeah, we didn't hear you.
The network is very, very terrible. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, you can come again, please.
All right. If you can hear me now, I can come again. I say, how can leaders promote a more suitable emotional environment?
Now, the only way, just like Digital Mama rightly said, is leaders need to pass the right information. And you can only pass the right information by educating the community members. And it is only those who make avail themselves to seek knowledge that you can pass that information to. And that's why you will always find this imbalance once informations come with regards to how members act emotionally. Those who are loaded with information hold their ground, knowing what they ought to do at that point in time. But those who do not have the knowledge, who do not come for such knowledge seeking, who do not actively participate in the community, who only comes, let's assume a WhatsApp community, who only comes to scroll to the bottom of the group, the last chats, without perusing what happened previously when they were offline, they will not get the nitty-gritty of informations. And so there will be that emotional imbalance between those who have knowledge, who have the updated information on a certain trend, you understand that is ongoing, and those who do not have that absolute knowledge or information. So the way I will act emotionally with a downward trend in the market will be different from the way Mr. B will act based on knowledge and information that I have at my fingertips. In as much as maybe the community, the information within the community is positive, yes, I can still go out and seek for further information, further knowledge, make further researches, and see whether I am in tandem, in agreement with what the community is saying. But in as much as I trust my community, I trust the people within that community, it is easier for me to take decision. You understand? It's easier for me to take the first aid action that is needed before any other action that will come thereafter, because I know the caliber and the sort of information that is coming out from that my immediate community. Thank you.
All right. We are still talking about community, crypto community. If you have any contributions to make or any question for our guests, you are free to ask your question or to make a contribution. we are out of time, but I want to ask this question to Mrs. Poloma. We can use body scan AI community as a template or a typical example of the crypto. Hope I'm very audible, please.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so the body scan AI community, we are all part of it. Can you give a highlight of how the community has been faring so far?
Well, the body scan community, which is called the body scan army, has been faring so far so good. So good. The community, in the course of coming together, we've increased in number as a community. There's no doubt about that, and we keep increasing day in, day out. Secondly, the community has been getting adequate knowledge from the leadership of the community. We keep on doing presentations just like the one we're doing here. We keep engaging the community to, give them adequate knowledge, ample knowledge about the digital space and how to navigate the space. And then another thing for the body scan army is that as a community, we've been able to have a collaboration with Directorate for Science, Technical and Innovation of the Federal Capital Territory, whereby we're able to sensitize them at the directorate level, which now gave us the go ahead to, sensitize their schools, which we have done. So this is part of what the benefits that we're enjoying as a community of body scan AI. Next, we have contributions that were, the community is always there. Anytime we ask for contribution to be able to make promotions, since this very particular project is fair, the dev did not set aside tokens for marketing and what have you. So it's incumbent on us as a community for us to engage influencers, promoters on this token, for us to be able to hold meetings sometimes on Zoom. It is the community that has been contributing in cash and kind to be able to move this community forward. So as far as we're concerned, so far so good. The community is awesome. We have good working relationship with the community at any given point in time. At short notice, when you call and request for contributions in cash and kind is always available. The instructors are doing marvelously well as well, because at any point in time, we are always available online to attend to newcomers into the community and even old members when they have inquiries to make about the project. So far, so good. It's a community to belong to. I think, I don't know if Prof has more to say about community. Thank you.
Right, Mr. Baje. You are a leading champion of body scan AI. So I believe you have more to add to what he has said.
Well, one good thing that about the body scan AI army is the synergy between the leadership and the community members. In fact, it is one community that when you are there, you will find a community with sanity. You understand? It's a community with that. If you go to the WhatsApp groups, the community has a lot of WhatsApp groups, a lot of WhatsApp groups, and it will be very, very difficult that you see somebody come to post something that is outside that community. That is how organized, how disciplined, how focused that community is. You go to other platforms, you see people come to post every rubbish, come to advertise their products and what have you. But I have seen that sense of discipline in that community. I have seen that uh, responsibility to call to actions. Whatever you desire at a certain point in time, you get it from the community. And I've seen the doggedness of the leadership, the doggedness of the how consistent that leadership is in carrying the community, informing them, passing out information as at when needed, passing out knowledge at any point in time, and coordinating the activities of that community, be it meetings, be it within the group, outside the community. Every of their activity is coordinated. It's really coordinated. So it's a thumbs up for the Body Scan AI Army. So I believe that it is one of the best communities that everyone will want to belong to once you come across them, because the focus is not just about a personality. It's not about an independent person. The focus is on the community itself and those outside the community, not just the community itself, but even those outside the community. How can this community help the outside community? It's one of the focus of the Body Scan AI Army, and I'm proud to be a proud member of that community and a promoter of the Body Scan AI project.
Right, on this note, we say a very big thank you to our guest, Mr. Moses Oba, JAI, aka AI Prof, and Mrs. Shifra Poloma, our digital mama. This is where we draw the curtain on the Blockchain World program, brought to you by Diaspora Digital Media in partnership with Digital Assets Management Academy based in Abuja. It has always been a pleasure speaking with both of you, having you on this program. Gisha, what you have for us? Of course, you always have fresh ideas on crypto and blockchain. And to our viewers, thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. If you have any question or contribution, do not hesitate to hit the like button, make your comment, share our video, and subscribe to DDM Television to get more of this. We'll meet you again next week for a fresh edition of Blockchain World. I am Tosh Raphael. Thank you once again, our guests.
Thank you.
You're very much welcome, Mr. Tuchuku.
All right.